Hello, cruise mates. It's your wonderful windmates, your cruise ship captain, chatreuseproxy, ever at your service. Tonight, I am back on the road as always. Something old, it's delicious to come back to, but something new, a new year of the Proxy. Oh no, it's of the Manui, but I don't know if Aries around right now. And of course, a whole new wonderful time to get back to. I've got a lot to talk about, and my hairs didn't cut off, so let me just zoom out a little bit on myself. So, let's just go ahead and get to it, everybody. And hello, Zoe. Always good to see you. So, I outlined it a little bit in what was my Twitter longer about it, but of course, just because of the nature of like Twitter, for instance, and just how things are, not everybody's going to be able to find that easily at all. So if you missed it, don't stress yourself out about it. I'm going to go over everything that happened, and you know, everything that I talked about in there, what happened in my vacation, and all my plans for the future. Owie, good to see you too.
A great day for cooking.
Of course, I need to start out with, first and foremost, because I don't think my video actually went out on time, because my reception was super bad living in the Philippines, but I can't spread too much. Happy New Year, everybody! It's 2023, first and foremost overall. We're looking at, yep, exactly so, what I just said. Idiot, crazy, yeah. Happy New Year, everybody! 2023 comes around, we are looking at just brighter, greener pastures, hopefully. I know, as we said, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I don't have too much on the docket besides just, you know, the usual, I guess I'll do self-improvement or so, or whatever answer I had back then when, you know, talking to my parents and relatives about it and all. But that's mostly because my plate is very much so going to be a lot more full these coming days. By coming days, I mean, well, it's already started out pretty full, but we'll get to that in a second. To sum things up for everybody that did not get a chance to see that Twitter longer or my plans for the future, what it comes out to being is, one, I am completely out of college now, meaning I have an unprecedented amount of a lot more freedom that's entailed to me. I have a new job that I am only basically part-timing at the moment up until I work my way up to meeting full-time requirements. I have, you know, come back from my vacation in the Philippines, of course, and everything in between on that end. And when it comes to, I am just trying to enjoy my life as I can, because this jet lag, I am still fighting it. I honestly feel like I could fall asleep right now if I wanted to, and to be fair, I could, but I know that I just started my laundry, so I can't exactly do that because my bed sheets are getting washed after, you know, being a whole month away from that. And also, I have a stream to attend to, and I gotta start up on the right foot, especially since, you know, I made my first schedule in quite literally a year. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep that joke up too much now, people. Oh, goodness gracious, that's a lot of ribs. Good thing that's easy enough. Two. Hash it out. 3 more ribs, but I can still do that. At first I got out of college, I had a lot of time to, and now I don't. Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel, because it's like, I was looking for, okay, so, let's start right there. I have a new job, so, I only worked part-time at undisclosed part-time job environment that I will not say. Oh no, it's retail, I work customer service, it's actually not a big of a surprise, because I've mentioned this before. Or is that where I work? Of course, I'm keeping that part a secret, I'm not going to be stupid enough for that, but I've always just kept that as, you know, my part-time college job. I haven't done too much more with it other than cut back hours every single time. I've gone up a year to the point where I'm only working 2-3 days at most. But that's just how it goes. It comes with the territory, I guess. And because of that, I had been looking for, you know, a full-time job that I could devote myself to after getting my degree.
Ready?
If you have some consistent schedules, extreme life working food service for you. College, I'm glad I just have a full-time job now. Yeah! Look, I will never, like, look, if you are actively looking, all the love, all the respect out to you, because of course, like, actively looking for a job is a whole process in of itself of trying to just figure out, hey, can I do anything else other than just apply for a job? So I'm just kind of in a limbo state. That is, even if somebody does ping me back, even if somebody does bite on the other end, let me know, hey, I might be interested in taking you on as my number 2 at company XYZ, whatever, stuff like that or so. And it's just a very, very, you know, inspiring thing to do, because you have to, you know, man up, or woman up, or however you want to up. You have to pull yourself up to be able to search for a job, have the patience to wait for it, and have the fortitude to, if you get rejected, just accept it, move on, try to find greener pastures, and if not, if you do get accepted, just do your best to hold on to that. And especially so where I am right now, I got myself what I definitely consider to be definitely still my dream job, but I feel so, like, out of my depth with, like, where do I even start with this? It feels so weird, you know. Alright, I'm finally, like, making it here, and I guess, you know, I really gotta earn that position of, I am going to be a verifiable expert on what I am going to be doing. Now, exactly what kind of job did I get? I feel like if I said it, and if people looked around low enough, I'd actually probably, you know, people could probably find out pretty easily so, and because of that, I'm going to try to keep things on down low, especially so. But would I say it is definitely so a dream job of mine? Oh, yeah, there is no doubt about that. I got probably my first draft pick. Because I remember, like, when I came back from Anime Week in Atlanta, which was last week of October, I had set up a agreement with my sister saying, hey, look, I have all my time to play and whatever, but afterwards, finals for senior year and whatever aren't that hard, and I've already done everything, you know, paperwork, like email-wise, whatever, stuff like that, for the bursar's office and all that, to apply for graduation. So just, in that case then, make sure I look with 100,000% of my energy at applying out for jobs. And that's what I did. I don't have a dream job, that's the most painful thing. Yeah. Which is why I want to put in as much energy and as much devotion into fulfilling what I want to do, because I am only a part-time position, basically. Now, this is a work-from-home position, meaning I get that little bit more leeway of like, alright, I can fill that however I want, but because it is part-time with a path to progression, basically into, yeah, you can go full-time if you put in XYZ amount of work and whatever, stuff like that or so. It is a little bit more on that spectrum of, okay, nope, I have to man up, I have to be able to do this, I need to be able to keep myself honest and working. Because there is, of course, a minimum requirement of what I need to do with my job stuff, with my job stuff, my job contract, but there is also basically an expectation, kind of like performance review every month that's like, hey, if I'm doing enough, then I'll be rewarded and possibly by possibly being considered for, you know, a bigger full-time position. But at the very least, where I'm working right now, I am only at my part-time position with the company, and I need to just get my own experience working up there, because I'm still feeling things out. I'm still like very nervous and how to break myself in a good way. But once I get things down, I'll be very happy. The job hunting process. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and tangent here a little bit too. In that job hunting back when I first started college. Do that to have the problem of not being in the right place to utilize my strengths and me wanting to put my all into it. That's very fair.
Let's get
That's
moving.
very fair. I've been on the exact opposite end of the spectrum because, you know, I am a fresh out of college graduate. I forgot the first pizza pasta. I am a fresh college graduate, meaning I have just been looking forwards to be able just, you know, get out in the world and be able to start working and earning my bigger cut than just part-time. As much as I do of my part-time job enough to where, but I've been, you know, holding on to it even though it is customer service as much as, like, you know, we can always, you know, give out crap about that. I've held on to it because I like the coworkers that I have there, and the environment's positive enough to where I can just go in, not have to worry about things, and just, you know, work. But it still is, you know, I don't want to be working retail all my life. That it is something that I have just, you know, of course, sort of to greener pastures, and I just gotta do what I gotta do. Kind of sad though, since it is a job that I've held on to since all of school, since I ever started. But, you know, everybody has to move on to, you know, what is the best choice for them in life. I mean, that's what, like, a bunch of my, like, you know, past coworkers have had to do, of, like, what? They got to the point to where, okay, this is good for them, they found a better job and whatever, stuff like that or so. And even though I'm going to miss them, I know that they're doing what they need to do for, you know, either when it comes to, hey, this is what I have to do to pay the bills, this is, like, much better for me because I don't have to drive as far, my car expenses and whatever aren't going to be as bad anymore, etc., stuff like that. And it's happened to so many past coworkers, and I say that because I'm one of the more senior people at my position at my part-time job, and I'm going to be probably leaving soon. I say soon enough. I'm still holding on to it, so I want to be smart about it in case I didn't get, you know, a dream job right off the bat, but especially so, if things don't work out at my, you know, dream company, because, you know, not every dream's going to work out that way, I'm just trying to be smart about it, and I'm holding on to that part-time job until then. It's not the worst thing ever, but it still is just kind of like, it's my own safety basket that I have cultivated for myself. Because I've been working there for, once again, all of my college life, and the way that I got that job is actually pretty funny, because ever since I got a car in my junior year of high school, so third year, and that was just a gift from my parents, which I have to give them all the credit to. If I didn't get the chance to, you know, get a car back then, well, of course, I never would have started looking for a job. But I needed to pay my own money for, like, my own interests, cosplay, etc., stuff like and the like. And so I looked to get a job, and I had searched all throughout my high school career looking for a job. I applied to literally any place that was hiring at the time, and I got no hitbacks at all. I got ghosted on basically everything except for, like, 2 companies, which actually did send out a letter of rejection in one way, form, regard, or another. Whoa, DomSop3? Or DomiSop, DOMISOP3. Wow, I'm butchering you bad. I'm sorry, friend, but welcome. But I looked around for just anywhere was taking, interesting or not, like retail, food services or not, anything like that, and I got nothing bad. The only job that really did hit bad from me was a retail position that I got off a recommendation, because when I was about to enter my senior year of high school, one of my upperclassmen who was graduating then was like, hey, since I'm graduating high school and I'm about to leave for college, I'm about to, you know, not be in town. I'm moving out to, like, basically another state. I say basically another state. He did move out to another state. So if you want, you can just take my position at XYZ job. I'm not going to say because, of course, not myself. Smile. Just, you know, put in my word. Say my name. Say because you know, this is the same location. Because one, it's a win-win. You get my position, and I get the money for the recommendation before I move out. Smile. And to be fair, I can't fault him, because if he already was going to move out, you know, I might as well. Because, hey, what? He's being a good guy by letting me use him as a recommendation to, like, direct up. I did get the position after, you know, some own mishaps, but that is an entirely different story. That has nothing to do with his recommendation. His recommendation came in clutch.
Problem, chef.
Thank you, sir. I would say your name, but once again, I can't. Otherwise, I fear doxing myself. Smile. But especially so when it came to, I only ever thought that I'd be able to get a job if, you know, I went through the whole process. But having a friend as a reference in that sense really helped out, and I messed up the lasagna badly already. But getting back to that point, so I got the job, like interview and whatever, like done like a little bit before the first year of college, but I started working literally the week before move-in in my college dorms. So I was already starting my work and whatever as soon as I was into my dorm. So then I already had my parking spot at the dorm and everything like that. And because of that, it was a little bit easier on my own psyche when it came to understanding, okay, this is gonna have to be my schedule here on for, okay, what is my timetable to get in out of campus during traffic hours? Or what is the best time to be able to do XYZ when it comes to working hours and stuff like that in relation to finding out, like, you know, the job stuff. Did I mess up something on literally the last stop? I did. I don't know what I messed up, but that makes me super pissed off. I'm gonna have to redo the stage. I'm gonna finish it out at least, but gosh darn it, Jersey. Tomatoes, regular bun. I need more spaghetti. Eat bacon and cheese, onions, pretzels. 7 is going to be meat, rice, tomato, onions. Regular, I hit 6 on 7. Meat, bacon, Swiss, pickles, mushrooms, regular. I need to get chow mein up. Oil, chow mein, sprouts, celery, corn, oil, pork. Save that. SMR, 9 is meat, bacon, cheese, regular. I need the pizza out. Thin pesto cheese, parm, olives, spinach, green peppers. I saved that somehow. I don't know how I did. I just went on super autopilot on there.
On it, chef.
Very surprised. I still got my treats are delicious grain, even after all this time. 9, meat, bacon, cheese, lettuce, onions, pretzel bun. Okay, yeah, one missed order. I'll accept your idea to stay. But I hold on to that. But yeah, I started that freshman year. And I've held on to that job, even though I've had a few location changes due to things like COVID closing down my old location, due to a myriad of circumstances and everything like that. And I still have it, of course, out of college now. But I'll see how things fly, because if I do ever get, you know, enough work done at my company to where I can go full-time then I'll put in my 2 weeks. But I'm being smart about it, just holding on to what I've got, of course. Oh, red flags. I did notice after I started working, I have a better idea of what I want to avoid for this one. I take that into my next job. Yeah! And as much as I do say, wow, that's good for you, of course that came with, you know, your hardships and what you had to endure to get to that point. So, only all the love and more for you, you know, doing exactly that, Ali, for sticking it out and trying to find out where's right for you. Same with my living situation. Yeah.
All right.
I know
let's get
that
moving.
at least when it comes to my living situation at the moment, to keep long story short, I still am living with my parents. They gladly will still have me, though whenever I reach the good old age of 25, and they always joke about when your brain is fully developed, because, well, that's not a joking matter, that's actually when your brain is fully developed. They are looking to move back to the Philippines, like, first and foremost, completely. Just a super sweet thing, because that's something that they've been looking forward to ever since, you know, I got into college. But we'll see how life takes me, because they know, like, am I going to be kicked out? Not in the necessity spectrum, but I very much so am looking to, you know, make enough money while I'm still here, while I'm still with them. Like, you know, saving up my bank to see where I can take myself in life. Moving out, am I moving out of the country, am I moving out of the state that I'm in, everything like that or so. We'll have to see. Things are still very much so in the air, and of course I am just looking to make sure that I do good enough at my job to where I get my job stability. My job stability makes sure that I am not in danger of losing it at all, and I'm putting in the good work for it, and everything like that. But it will all come in time, of course. Because for now, I only just had like my training the other day. I'm still trying to get to know like the people in my department to where I can comfortably just fit around, suggest ideas, and you know, get to effective work. Moving with me in the BF then. Honestly, I would not be opposed to that if you want. We can have huge cosplay parties together all the time. We can work on cosplay, we can play D&D, we have board game nights all the damn time. There's that. I know that, of course, Soul, if you're working around in here, I know that, like, you know, we've kind of half-heartedly talked about it, but I always have actually legitimately considered your... Wow, that is a huge order of a burger. I have actually, like, seriously considered and talked over your Japan proposition with... Oh, like, you know, like us moving in as roommates to Japan, like, because I remember you starting houses before, and although this is a older conversation, I know that this is something that, you know, you actually have mentioned out to me. And I did want to actually consider it for my options, but I didn't know where I'd be going in life yet at the time, because I did not have a good idea if I was going to move out or not when it came to my job situation. To back up my conversation again on all of this, just because I was looking for any job that would, you know, oh, take this poor college student that needs money and everything like that or so. If a job was like, hey, we'd love to have you, but you're gonna have to move out and be on site for this, I honestly was just immediately saying, I'm sold! I'm sold! I'm going there right now! Now, of course, I got, you know, that opposite spectrum where I'm in a fully remote environment. But is that necessarily going to change my opinion on moving? No, because I still need to find out where I want to go in life, especially when it comes to considering Franny's situation, because of course I do want to be with my baby one day enough, but that is still something that we are working on, and you know, it's a work in progress. Both of our lives are very much so a work in progress, and until then, we just gotta do what we can. When it happens, honestly, I don't think it would be a bad apartment size housemates. No, I messed up something! Okay, restart the day on that. Moving. Apologies for the stream. I see that my OBS is picking up my mic into the red a little bit. I apologize for that. I just looked over at chat, and then I just see just the mess symbol followed by like 98 combos finished, and I'm like, what? How did I mess it up? I'm mad at myself. Alright. Get myself back together. But, I'd say, we've had our conventions well enough together to, like, know enough, and, look, I'm pretty sure I can trust you well enough with, you know, anything else when it comes to, like, cleanliness, especially so, cleanliness, keeping up with things, everything like that. I know I can trust you on that. Like, if I had to be asked, like, do you trust Zoe with your life? I'd be like, yeah, no hesitation. Reminds me, I need to point out my first female cosplay. I think about getting into some goth related stuff. It would take a long time and a lot of figuring out. I never thought I'd move here a couple years ago, and now I don't know where I'd be moving in the next couple of years. When Franny and I get Gale Force house together, move in, Ulu.
Keep up the good work.
Well, I feel like that's gonna be a very later in life. Oh, honestly, it's not gonna be Gale Force house at that time. It'll probably just be Gale Force retirement home. Just for us to all bum around after we're done retired from VTubing and everything like that or so. Gale Force retirement house. That's, you know, I'm making fun of us, but at the same time, I can honestly see it happening. And I'm like, look, we all made money from our jobs, we're happy enough to just retire VTubing or be retired from VTubing. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Dip, chocolate, 9 is icy milk, bananas, vanilla, covered up, 10 is icy milk, Godwood, covered up, 8 is chocolate dip with 2 praline. Don't trust me with your life, I'd probably panic. Yo, first time at home sounds hilarious. I love to have some VTuber browse with my friends, maybe my VTuber family, Chizo office, bye, Nano, etc. Yeah! What? You, we have, what's it? We are friends, Zoe, and if you just told me, it's like, hey, can I bum at your house? No, I'd be like, no questions asked. I'll go out. Or it's like, I'll gladly help you out. It's like, if you're like, do I trust you with your life? Like, if you are like, can I trust you with my life? I'll do whatever a damn can in my position to help out and whatever, stuff like that or so. Granted, my stats aren't the best, so if you put me as the frontman in the RPG party, I'm a very much so glass cannon, so I really don't know how I'd fare in that metric, but on everything else, I'd say I'm a pretty more reliable bet. Smile. You know how some environments done that bad, especially if it's family you choose? Yeah, where's Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious franchise? Nothing can beat family. And all like those old jokes or whatever crap. I remember when that meme first came around, that was so damn funny. Anchovies, mushrooms, onion, green peppers. Meat lettuce, onions, mushrooms, or red door. Beef bacon, onions, fried eggs, red door. Let me take a sip of water as I do this. I mentioned on my chosen family mentioned. It's called Found Family. You can find. I tried to do the nerd snort. There we go. Actually, it's called Found Family. You can find the exact typing on tvtropes.com. Notable in the Fast and Furious franchise. Okay, going on from there. But no, like, I know like a lot of my friends from high school on to college, they they lived in, housing on campus that basically was just kind of communal living like that. You have all the common rooms, the kitchen, living room, whatever stuff like that or so, but you still have your own, separate rooms, not for so. And even if we don't get an apartment or, a communal space like that or so, I could trust myself with that, or I can very much so trust myself with that with my friends. But the thing about that is, at least with, my own past college experiences with, like, my roommates, very much so, I'm very glad that I had good roommates, either people that I knew or people that I got lucky on the draw with. They, they understood, like, my boundaries enough, which I really didn't have too strict on. They understood, like, my expectations, and they kept to it. Because especially so, something that, my mom has gotten on to me about, and because of that I get on to other people about, but maybe it's because my standards are so much higher, thanks to what my mom has drilled into my head. When I say drilled, that's painted in a bad light. She is, she's taught me well, because it is something that I do notice a lot more from other people, is, goddamn, I'm gonna put this as nicely as I possibly can. People clean your rooms? Stay tidy, stay cleanly? Holy crap, some people, what I feel like I've been doing all my life for some things, some people have never done in their lives at all. And it is so darn surprising to see, like, I don't want to say an aptitude, because it's not if they've never been taught, but more of just kind of like, this is actually a different walk of life that I never knew that people didn't know existed before. That is a bad way of putting it. It's something. It's like it gets me exposed to some of my contemporaries' lives in college. Of like, wow, this is something you just never legitimately learned how to do. One example that I'd put out here is how, yeah, okay, we have like the washing machines and whatever on our college dorms back when I lived in the dorms before COVID hit. Like, okay, I'll just, I'll buy my own dryer sheets and everything like that or so, and I'll take care of my own laundry and such. And then I come over and I just hear like horror stories from like some of my friends who have like people on their floors, and even it happened on my floors too, to where they're like, oh, I've never done laundry before. How do I do this thing? Do I just put it in and press the button? You need to make sure you separate your colors. You need to make sure you have like the dryer sheet and everything like that. Or so like people have, it's like, have you never done laundry before? Nah, my parents did it for me when I lived with them. You never tried to iron? Nah, because they always did it. What about ironing your clothes? You need to look good, especially for me, where I graduated from a business college. I've never done it before. Huh? Are people, like, I know that there's, like, a difference between, like, living with your parents and being self-sufficient, even though you're living with your parents, but my goodness gracious, the actual ineptitude, and I don't know, I can't blame them necessarily because, I don't know their home life situation or so, but it makes me feel like my parents, are so much so above and beyond just, the commonality of American kids that I know, contemporary-wise, when they don't know how to do laundry. I don't know if that's a failing on the kids, if that's a failing on the parents, or
Chef.
both ends. That's something a little bit too close to home. Let's change the topic on that, crazy. But like, what kind of world are you living in? In my house, my parents' house. It's not my house. It's our house. Solve it. It was always just kind of like that communal way to where if it's your laundry, you do your laundry. If it's your dishes, you do your dishes. Some days, of course, it'll be like, hey, can you take care of all of our dishes or so? Or hey, I'm already doing laundry. If you want, just go ahead, leave your stuff and I'll help you out with it or so. More often than not, you are self-sufficient in my family. You already do your stuff own. Yeah, my mom, of course, will get on to me. It's like, you're not cleaning your bathroom enough or whatever. And she'll, like, make me clean my bathroom. Is that a bad problem? No, because, of course, that's something that I should honestly be doing on my own end. I don't know that recipe, so I decided to read it out loud. Like, on my own time. But when it comes to, like, some people have never cleaned the bathroom in their lives. Some people have never done any laundry in their lives. Can I blame them necessarily? For some people, I guess not or so, but I've definitely had friends where I've gone over. I put spinach instead of meat in that one. Let's try that again. I've definitely had some friends where I go over to their house and it's like, I'm not gonna tell them how on it into their face, but my goodness, could their bathroom, like, you know, like, actually use a real good damn cleaning, for instance, or some love, tender care, maybe some Clorox wipes or something like that. Because if you are living in your house, you know, because like a normal person, you should be taking care. I have no way. Okay, am I going crazy? What kind of sentence was that? If you are living in your house like a normal person, yes, someone cryptid who doesn't live in my house. Like, people, practice basic decency in taking care of your house. One thing that my parents always did on to me about is taking care of Sophie, the car that I drive. Honestly, I should. I just actually got out into vacuuming, to cleaning out the mats and whatever, stuff like that or so, because it is something that I very much so feel embarrassed about, and I felt embarrassed about, you know, just most recently, and I picked my sister up from the airport to go, as you know, she stayed with us, you know, a few days early before we went to the Philippines. I very much so felt ashamed when she was, when I was, you know, when I have to push things aside and be like, don't mind these things. I haven't cleaned out Sophie yet. I was going to get the cleaner enough, soon enough. And you know, this plastic bag's full with trash or so. And there's like a few empty bottles laying around on the side compartments that I just never got around to getting rid of. There's receipts or whatever from like gas stations, like my glove box and whatever. That's like when I want to get like a comb out or something, they all just come sputtering out. Nope, no more. That happened to me once, and I am not having that shame exposed me again. Although, yeah, it's not gonna be the biggest point, especially if it's like between friends who, you know, but they won't care as much about like my parents or, you know, it's not like a professional, you know, like one of my coworkers is carpooling with me to work considering some like remote job.
Was perfect.
The fact is too, it's like it still is, you know, a reflection of yourself to be able to take care of yourself, especially so. And I see that sweat, so, and unless we do agree to communal living with each other, I'll give you the pass until this shows up in my face, in which case, if I ever, you know, do ride with you in the future and there is a dirty car or a dirty bathroom, I'm not gonna say any word except pass you a note card that just has the exact link to the VOD of the stream at this exact moment when I'm just going off about this tangent about taking care of the house or car or whatever living space that you currently reside in. I'll just give you that and nothing more. But it's like, it's not a deal breaker for me. It's not gonna be like, we can't be friends anymore. You can't live with me anymore. If you don't do that, I'm doing a gingerbread man from the Shrek series voice. You're not my friend. You're not my friend. Do you know the Muffin Man? But like, take care of yourself, people. Okay, taking another sip of water, because I'm very much sensitive on this. The thing that I had to very much so learn as a kid, as a hard lesson, by hard lesson, I mean hard lesson for my kid brain to wrap up, now that, you know, I am 22 years old, I understand where my mom's coming from, and I have to remind myself this every day. I hated making my bed as a kid, because it's like, why am I going to make my bed if I'm going to, you know, use it every day? And probably more than once a day if I'm always, you know, like, 'cause I was a kid who was always, you know, sleeping in and whatever, stuff like that or so. Or if I'm, you know, like, playing my DS or so, where am I playing it? In my bed. Stuff like that or so. But she always got on to me about just making up my bed, folding it, making sure all the sheets are good every single day. And I hated that because it was a chore that I didn't want to do. When I get up, I want to just go out and immediately like
and
eat.
servant.
My total glutton I was already. But nowadays, it's just something that I've had to ingrain in my system. I say ingrained in my system nowadays. No, it's just something that's been ingrained in my system because I've been getting a better habit of it. But how you take care of your house and how you take care of yourself is a reflection of like your own psyche and how you are treating yourself, especially so. Because like when it comes to it, I need a sip of water because my throat is getting dry in all these topics. Excuse me. When it comes to it, it is a slippery slope of I don't want to do the dishes today. I'll just leave them there. Into they're piling up. Maybe I'll get to it, but not another time. I'm lazy. There's too many dishes. I don't have the time for this. I don't have the motivation to do this. And then just replace dishes with like the clothes in your room. Replace it with like cleaning out your closet or getting to do XYZ chore in time or so. No more burgers? When did I get this sign? Give me that, please. Like, it comes around on that of you are actively self-sabotaging yourself, and that's kind of sus. Do you want to be sus? I don't think so. Let's not talk about that. Seriously, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about being sus here. But that's right. If you don't take care of yourself, or take care of your house, that will only reflect more if like somebody comes over, if somebody sees or so, or especially just you seeing it every day. Because it's something that you visibly see, oh, this is dirty. Oh, just kind of like my own mood towards myself. Oh no. Everything like that. And it doesn't sit well with me. It really does not sit well with me. Because you should be spending just a little bit of time every day, and I do mean a minuscule amount, and am I gonna get on to everybody's case about this? No, because of course everybody has their circumstances, but if you leave it for more than like a week or so, or honestly, I still feel like 3 days is the limit, then, like, I'm going to see if I can't help you, or try to find out what's bugging you about this, because, especially so, when it comes to this, I put pieces of pumpkin. When it comes to just doing something as simple enough, I say simple enough, otherwise not fair, situations. But, something that comes simple enough to me as cleaning your room, just because it's routine to me, it is hard to see people who are not trying to do anything for themselves. And granted, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. That is its own bundle of beans, but I'm not going to get into that. What I'm getting into here is how you can at least start your year off right if you didn't have any resolutions to at the very least make sure that wherever you're living, it isn't a slop house. It doesn't look bad to you. Vacuum the rooms. Get like some dust and some dusters and like some gloves. Make sure like your corners of the room are good, that there aren't any, unnecessary like cobwebs or dust or whatever. Because I sneeze a lot, so this is also part of why I am a cleaner. I wouldn't say I'm the neatest freak, but I am. It's more like a cleaner freak in that sense of, hey, I need to make sure that where I'm going to be working, where I'm going to be sitting, playing games, whatever, is not going to have me sneezing and blowing my brains out with how much tissues and how much blowing I'm having to do of my nose. How much blowing I'm going to have to do. Yeah, great contest, Truzy. Somebody quote that. Please don't quote that. Getting on to the actual topic of cleaning here. Like, especially so, just take care of yourselves, people. Is a little ass to be able to even just make your bed. And it may not be too much now, but it is something that will visibly make you be able to say, hey, first thing first in the morning, I did something. And that's at least, I messed up something on the last. We can stop. We should stay stop there. I'll just redo it. But at least you did something. And that's more than most people who might just be like, I did nothing all of today. I also forgot the caramel, but that guy's fine. But you know what? I already messed up something. So as callous as it is to say, sorry, sir. I'll get it right next time. Smile. I think I want to try, because this place was a soft house before we moved in. And I can understand that. true in a sense. The fact is too, if you don't know like how your future is, and you just expect to just be living there for the foreseeable future, you need to take care of things, people. You need to take care of yourself. Let me scroll up a little bit here. Growing spaces. Sometimes it's started, but always make sure food and drink disposed of properly. Thank you. Do I have a bunch of books and quotes in my floor? Maybe, but you won't find any buds here. My brain is cluttered. Does that mean I have a pass for a cluttered room?
Or
Cluttered
awesome,
but not stingy.
or perfect, or stupendous.
The brain
These are all
is
seemingly,
one thing. And that's just, you can't measure that out. As long as, you're keeping yourself healthy, which I can trust you on at least, so, yeah. That's fine. But a cluttered room that has, any drinks, any food, whatever lying around, which is why I still hold by that rule of no food or drink upstairs besides maybe, like, my thermos that I have. Let me shake it in front of the mic. I don't know if it's picking up. Okay, I don't know if it's really picking up. I was shaking it. It still got some water in there. Or it's like, a water bottle. Otherwise, I am trying to keep things as cleanly here as possible because no buds, no rancid, no anything like that. Nothing. Eli's not even allowed upstairs because he sheds. So we are not having that. Never keep food in my room. Just look behind on things. I'm good at cleaning most things. Yeah! Anyway, getting behind on, like, being able to clean or, one goal or so, it isn't the worst thing. It's just that constant covering that you have to tell yourself of, hey, I'll get to it. That constant reminding of, like, hey, look, I really do mean I'm going to get to it. I will finish up this subject. I will do this thing here. And especially so, you need to be able to hold yourself accountable for it. Because if you don't do it, then who will? Yeah, the answer is, unless you have like a roommate who's actually just gonna be your human alarm clock for that, things won't get better for you unless you actively try. You have to, put skin in the game to get skin in the game, or whatever that saying is for LOL, or whatever investments. It's a Hamilton line. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But unless you actively try, you're not getting any good reward out of it. You're just getting punishment for not trying.
Is unmatched.
And unless you drink tea, water, and juice, which is in cups, which I clean, there you go. Exactly so. But I feel like I've harped on this subject more than enough on what needs to be said. Just take care of your house, people. It takes care of you. The least you can do is make sure that when you come back to it, you don't just open the door and sigh to yourself on, why didn't I clean this more? Or why is it so messy? Because you aren't trying to clean it. You aren't putting in any effort for it. Put in a little bit of what I put green beans. You know what? We restart this again.
Hello, Chef. Good luck today.
Thank you, Wisp. Just put in a little bit of work and a little bit of love into where you live, and it will pay off for your mood 10 times fold. Because it gets your motivation up in being able to have done something. Now, granted, I didn't like making my bed when I was a kid because, well, I wanted to eat first things first. And to be fair, I really do want to eat first things first a lot of days too, even as an adult. Young adult. Enough. But the fact is, you just gotta set aside those 2 minutes or so and just... I forgot the caramel again. I am really throwing myself in this fight.
Good to see you, Chef.
You just gotta keep yourself accountable, responsible, and just consistent. Because once you start to build those habits in one retrospect of like cleaning, for instance, you start to build them in all different aspects of life, and that really helps out for your own psyche. Because rhubarb, lettuce, no flat chicken, no butter up. Let's get these others prepared too. Trust in this meat covered. Creamy, orange, and carrots that we're covered up. Okay, you know what? Screw this pie day. I have a nice place. I try my best to take care of it, but everything keeps breaking. Try my best to take care of it. Well, even if the house doesn't take care of you, you are still stuck living in it, whether you like it or not, right? So, you just gotta do what you can, yeah? Just do what you can. We aren't asking for the biggest things ever, people. And that's not to berate. I'm just saying, like, what? If it works out for you, great. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world now, yeah? Just that, especially when it comes to, if you are able to keep yourself honest
Let's
about it,
have some
then it
fun
helps you
today.
in other retrospects of being a responsible person. Great job. You forgot the seasoning in the Jersey. Now some B creams. He's BK. FBK Fubuki. BK. Now, because I've harped on that subject enough, like I already said, we are going to turn our gears to another subject. I am looking at what am I going to do for my VTubing career coming year? Am I looking to possibly retire and graduate since I'm out of college? Am I looking to fulfill my greater dream of my current dream job and make sure I make all the banking money? Am I going to show out and, you know, spend everything on new models, new redeems, and everything like that? Really, on all of those counts. I was just kind of waiting on there, obviously so. But let's tackle things one at a time. I want it to be a place I'm crowded. I don't want to make wherever I live too nice, pretty nice, make it super nice. Yeah, that's a very admirable goal to have, and I be praying for your full support. Sorry, for your full support. God, I messed up the line. I'm praying for your full success, and you have my full support. Great job, Cruzy. You messed up the one line where you were just gonna have a very hard-charged moment with one of your viewers, and now they're gonna look at you like, I don't know, man, that was kind of weird of you to say. Maybe I don't want to watch you anymore. Ew. You couldn't get the line right? That's kind of cringe, dude. Maybe I should rescind my viewership to you. No! Batter, done that. I need to get these going here real quick. Getting up. I need more moisture. SMR, 7 SMR, RAS. Battered up. I tried to prepare the funnel cakes before they were actually ready. Chocolate and whip. 9 is the words. Chocolate whip. Chocolate whip. Chocolate whip. And then now we'll just prepare everything again. You see, I was trained by Love Prince, so you're good. I won't be going anywhere. Oh no, trust me. As a business student, well, I can't say I'm a business. Wait, I messed up something? I see that red X at the top right. No, we're not having that.
A great
We're not
day
having
for
that
cooking,
mess up
Chef.
right there, okay? Oh. Excuse me. On. I thought I had a burp coming on. We're not having that red X be a reflection on who we are. I am going to strive to do better. Also, I'm kind of running out of water. I will fix that after this day. But I am a business graduate now. Yeah, I've moved up in life, everybody. Meaning, I will take full advantage of my friends and weaponize it as a way to make content and clout. Smile. Says me with like probably 3 viewers. Don't tell me how many viewers I have. It's not good for the psyche to monitor yourself on that, because once again, VTubing, if I can make it big as a VTuber, that's a dream come true. I'm gonna try my darndest, but especially with how my own schedule is and my own ineptitude at managing social media, seeing as how Twitter is the first one I ever used, and I started that when I started VTubing. That's, what we call a skill issue and a personal problem I'm gonna have to figure out as I go. But until then, I'm winging it. This is a fun part-time job or so.
Stop?
I say part-time job as I'm gonna be streaming 5 days of this 7-day week. Yes, as if every week has an arbitrary amount of numbers, and arbitrary amount of specific days in each week. Wow, you really can't get a sentence out, can you, Cruzy? Especially so when it comes to, if I can make it big, I'll make it big. But that will come with time, hard work, dedication, and just, you know, of course, as it comes to with anything on the internet, that is going to be a whole lot of lady luck that I'll be praying to constantly. And, well, my luck has always been atrocious. So, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on things I can do. Such as put out consistent work whenever it comes to my own content. Whenever it comes to staying by my own stream schedule that I put out now. just making sure that I interact with people. Because being on Twitter is kind of hard, because I'm not the type of person to spontaneously be like, I need to use the restroom and buy myself spare ribs for dinner tonight. I'll probably think that, but I won't tweet it out, which is my big failing in the social media side, because I'm not leveraging the huge audience of people that would love to hear random tweets like that every day. But I'll have to workshop it. I'll see how things go in time. After when people call me and drop by it, I can support this and get those redeems and emotes. Oh yeah, and thank goodness the affiliate bar is super low, because then there's so many people can get to enjoy those exact things, those redeems, those emotes, and everything like that or so. Because otherwise, it is a very hard soul to have. If you go to a stream that hasn't made it yet. That's all the more why we should support each other in these spectrums here. Oh, got nice. Matcha. Let's see. Yeah, and seeing more consistent viewers. Yeah, because getting 5 people is daunting enough at all. It's like, what, 50 followers, 5 consistent viewers for affiliate? I don't remember exact requirements because that was so long ago. Haha. I'm a boomer in the VTube sphere. It's my 3 years of VTubing experience. No, not really. It's 2 years. 3 years of streaming since I've been streaming since 2020 in the pandemic. But there's no reason for me not to embellish that because I'm a business student. Anything looks good on the resume. I'm gonna keep making these business student jokes. I hope you understand and know that I will not stop at these. My own expense. Also, once again, not a business student, Chrissy. You are a business graduate. You're not in college anymore. You are not in college. Averaged 1 last year. And I know that for a lot of people, that can be super disheartening. But especially so, like, we are always doing our best. And not everybody will be able to, like, tell at a perfect moment's glance how the market's going to turn out for streamers. Let's say creamers, as I say, I see with the B cream, key lime pie, something like that or so. But I'll use one example of Franny when she was coming back around on streaming. Her, like, one of her big comeback streams was actually one of her lowest viewerships, and she got really downright, depressed and sad about it. And I would be too if, this like first stream back only had like me and like one other person. Granted, I've had, a few other people pop in. I know I have a few lurkers all the time or so. So I'm not going to be too fussed about who I'm seeing chat or not. But especially so, it is big in different environments. And some people in Gale Force, talked about those different circumstances to planning. Like how, for instance, it is kind of a deader month in terms of, viewership, just not on Twitch, but also on YouTube, on television, everything like that or so. Then everybody's going to have the free time. Because they're going to be out celebrating Christmas, or out celebrating New Year's, everything like that or so. I was with my family for both of those holidays in a different country, where I could really not watch other people's streams just because the broadband was so darn bad back then. I say back then, back there. It still is pretty bad back there. But, I did what I could in terms of, like, watching and supporting my friends and everything like that. So, work. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for the alerts as always. But yeah, no need to announce your presence. You know that, especially for me, I enjoy my little podcasty style of streams. I really do not mind them. And I feel like that is one big strength that I have, which maybe I'll break into sometime. Maybe I actually should start a podcast enough, but I feel like this, half gaming enough podcast where I talk about what's on my life. And regrettably, get stunlocked on like the same subject which I've been on for like the past 40 minutes or so really does rear its ugly head at those times then. But when it comes to, I am here to entertain, and at least this is the way this is the best way I can entertain, like going on and droning on about whatever topics come to my mind. Because especially so, a lot of people do say that it is a skill for me to just be able to ramble on. And while I do see that as an asset, I just feel like that isn't the most impressive thing. Maybe it's just because a lot of my friends online, especially so on the more introverted spectrum, to where they wouldn't dream of public speaking at all ever. And although it is not definitely in my taste to do any kind of public speaking of any kind, I'm put up to the task of it. It's like, you have to do it for your job, Miss Cruzy. Otherwise, you will get tired and things won't work out well. Like, okay, I'll sucker it up. I'll do it. For the good of the job. Ah! No! You press C on autopilot when you aren't asking for any chocolate. On the last stop! On a 7-stop day! Oh, this was so easy. You would have just had to read out. It's powdered sugar and whip. Pain. That's like a good, what, 12 minutes down the drain.
Will do, Chef.
No! No! I am devastated on all spectrums of the world. Why, cruel world? Why? Okay, well, can't do too much about it now. Just gotta mash out the rest of these recipes now, shall we? I am actually so depressed, I say with a side smile on my face, knowing that it's more extra content. They want the critical information that was calculated. It was a calculated what's its face. A calculated error. Okay, let's be honest. It was not a calculated error. I am downright devastated by my own ineptitude. Firefly, 10 months on the cruise ship. Yeah, thank you for the warm welcomes back. I am very much so happy to be here. So regrettably, I was gonna go out and get some water in just a second here, but that's a different story. Hope you've been doing well. I'm very much so happy to be back from vacation. I've just been getting stun-locked on many different topics at the moment right now, but the main thing that's really been coming out to, you know, my mind especially so, is productivity and also just, you know, skills, environments, productivity in terms of like my job and whatever, and also the environment that I'm working myself on right now when it comes to life and everything to go with it, in terms of my jobs, in terms of full-time streaming and everything like that. I'm happy to have you back. That's what I need in my life, you know? That's really what makes me happy to stream, because I play video games almost religiously. I say almost religiously, I'm basically playing like 5 games every single day. I just started streaming off of a whim of like, I watched Hololive and VTubers and it's like, you know, do I want to hide my face? Not really, I've cosplayed before, my face is on the internet. But it's something cool. It's a persona I get to embody or so, I guess. And if there was ever a time to start streaming, back during the Hololive Niji Sanji boom, I say those 2 agencies, really, it was just a VTubing boom in general, because of also independents like Kizuna. Rest in peace, you beautiful soul. Of course, the big agencies, Hololive Niji Sanji, and other like notable independents at the time, so of course, like Project Melody coming around. There are 2, if I remember correctly. But I just started on a whim, and my whole goal back then was, hey, if at least one person enjoys my content, and, you know, yeah, if one person enjoys my content, if one person enjoys listening to me, watching my VODs, everything like that or so, I've done more than enough of my job as a streamer to be able to say, hey, this is something good. This is something real nice that I get to hold close to my heart and saying, I did something positive for somebody's life. I am not putting funnel cakes back on the menu. You know what? We are giving ourselves a laughably easy menu. That way I can cry to myself once I mess this up somehow. I need 3 points. I can't make it as easy as I wanted it to be. Gosh, darn it. Okay, you know what? I'll put the chimichangas. There we go. It's not gonna be the easiest menu day. Oh, I say that. I'm not a noob at Crit Serve Delicious, Cruzy. I've beaten the game. I'm just giving myself everything that's below a 3. You're gonna work for the night. Enjoy your stream. Congrats again on the job. More from back to streaming. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your night. I say that like you're leaving. You did specifically say that you were gonna work. Enjoy the work. Hope you enjoy me continuing to get stun-locked on whatever I'm doing with my life right now. And just enjoy your night overall. Let's watch Cruzy mess up again. Okay, stop on that. Good shit throwing the job right after graduation. It's a dream job too! I would talk about it more on stream, but I probably shouldn't, otherwise that could honestly dox me low enough. And that is something that, you know, is a conflict of interest in doxing myself on where I work. Because if I say specifically what kind of job it is or so, honestly, it's not going to take anybody.
Oh, man,
Like,
Chef,
internet
you really
detectives
poured
already
that
a
one
thing
out.
of their own, and it's not going to take anybody any issue to find out what my, what my profession is,
Food truck
or who
incoming. Hang
who
on.
I am, who am I? This is 24601.
Gee, you're a
Okay,
few scoops
clam,
short of a
hush
Sunday,
puppies.
huh?
Make sure I'm not missing any chicken oil. But yeah, I got a dream job right out the bat of college, and my first day technically should have been today, but I had my training yesterday, so I guess that works more. And work from home. Didn't have to move out for that, anything like that or so. And we're just to seeing what works the best for us all together. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time, hopefully, and we'll just see how things go. I could probably talk to you possibly about it off stream because it's something really cool and something more topical to us, especially so. But I am excited for it. It is something that, I've been looking forward to, especially so. And just like, once again, at the end of the day, it is something that I have definitely put the time and effort into. And I am just going to be happy to be able to contribute to it. Okay, shut up for a second. Queso, Duat, sour cream. Chimichanga, green, Duat, sour cream. Queso, Duat, sour, 7 is red, Duat, sour, 9. Powdered sugar, honey, 8. Chimichanga, 6. Powdered sugar, honey. Okay, get the sopapillas going first before the chimichangas. Queso, Duat, sour. Red, Duat, sour. Get the sopapillas out already. Queso, Duat, sour. This is a lot harder because I've never done chimichangas before, I'll be honest with you. Granted, all of them are just either make sure you get the sauce and then it just comes with the Duat and sour, or it's just a plain chimichanga. But it's still like, I want to make sure I'm not messing up a difficulty 2 menu item. Granted, I've messed up many other menu items already, so did I really speak to that? Not at all, honestly. I've messed up so many more items otherwise. But it's something so exciting, and yeah, once again, it's only part-time, basically, for my position right now. I'm not a full hire yet. I don't have any full job, like health, dental, like insurance, everything like that, or so to go with it. Of course, because it is only part-time. But I am going to work towards it diligently, do my best for it, and most of all, have myself a good time. Alright, so let's not stun ourselves on this anymore.
Next stop
I say as I don't even remember what my other topic was, but yeah. Oh no, I do remember. Streaming side of things. Yes, I'm happy that if my streams have made one person happy, of course, that is all that I needed in my life. And now that I have made at least one person, like notably happy, to come back to my streams. I mean, otherwise people like you, or if I wouldn't have subbed for the last like 10 months, it took me a moment to be like, wait, how long was it again? When it's clearly stated, just a little bit chat messages up.
Amazing.
Oh jeez, you are doing wonderful, Cruzy. You are doing wonderful right now. But especially so, like, I need to keep my consistency up, and I wasn't able to as much because of just, my school taking up so much of my time, and now it's just my work taking up so much of my time. The fact is, there is a lot that I want to be able to do this coming year in terms of streaming, content creation, and everything like that. I do, of course, have, like, hopefully, if I can fulfill them, big ambitions when it gets to, like, my anniversary, my birthday streams, that'll be in the summer, of course, like that or so. I want to do more just stuff and branching out to, like, some of my other friends in the games that I play. I know, like, for example, I got Toho Mystia's Izakaya, which is, guess what, another cooking game to play on stream soon enough. Woo! That'll be on Wednesday, and I'm looking so forward to it because I played a good amount of it on my break. And I love it so much because, once again, another cooking game. It is Tohu Project, Toho, however you want to say it. And, it's another game that I could just, you know, do the Church of Delicious style streams at, where I just relax, I get to talk to y'all, have a good time, just relax. Yeah, like, like, relax most of all is just the big thing. I get to relax, cook some good food, make some good memories, and also get to gush about Tohu with people, which, what's not to love right there. Alright, focus up, this is the last stop, baby. Current state, I need to number 6, steak and oil. Next up, 8 is clam and 3 calamari. So chicken and gravy. 10, steak and oil. 9, cold. Cold. This comes with pasta. I need to hit number 6 with steak and gravy. Chimichangas, queso, Jimmy. Red. 5, queso.
Will do, chef.
Green. The sopapillas out. Thank goodness all the sopapillas are going to be the same. Steak and gravy. You are steak and gravy. That is tonkatsu, so cold. Get all the sopapillas out. Queso. Chimichanga base. Green. Base. Sopapillas out. I need egg rolls. Spring. Egg. Good. I need to get more sopapillas cooking. 7, 6, 2, 9, 10, 5. Nope, that's 4. Okay, so quad. Now I hit 5. Get the sopapillas out. Oh, well, that's the holding station one I missed earlier, but it's all good. Okay, so guac. 5 is red. Guac. Green. Guac. Good stuff right there. Apparently I'm comfy and make people watch, which does make me happy. I need to write down what your birthday is. That sounds great. Okay, so it is. So what it is that I have 2 holidays in exactly the summer, which I celebrate out. My anniversary, when it comes to actually streaming out, first time streaming.
Wow, a perfect run.
First time streaming, whatever stuff like that or so, is all the way back in, I say anniversary. And I say anniversary, and then I'm trying to go back to the first date that I did ever stream. But that is, if I remember, it was June 28th. Yeah, June 28th is my streaming anniversary. But my birthday is July 24th. I was about to say, I got tripped up on myself because this past year, just because I was busy that weekend of June, because I was out in Cali visiting my sister, I just lumped my birthday and my celebration, my birthday and my streaming celebration all in one day together instead. But there you go. I can also type it out in chat if you want. June 28th, first stream anniversary. July 24th, birthday. There we go. You can always remember it, and of course, well, that's public knowledge enough. Those are the days I always like to have big anniversary stuff on. My stream anniversary, I always go through all my old model stuff, my layouts and everything like that, and usually I introduce a new model or a new layout or everything like that or so, because I've very much so made a lot of progress ever since I started as a streamer back then. I think still, like, the biggest thing that I always love about it is how, like, my overlays and whatever, that's all me. This overlay, I've made it myself. Pixel art, I made myself, like me sitting there up in the top right of the screen there. The only thing that, like, of course, right, the model and then, like, the logo weren't made by me. They were made by Celeste, my model, my modeling mama, Yamio Sakura-san, and then Celestia Odinbird. Celestia Odinbird, thanks down in Europa. Celeste on Twitter, and also Artist of Gale Force, respectively. But everything else, I am a self-made mage in that retrospect, and it makes me happy, especially when I get to always have those combat streams and everything like that. Do my great art, Cruzy? I'm cracking my voice right there. Is it great art? I feel like, especially because it's pixel art, I don't hold myself up to the highest standards as much as everybody else. It's like other art traditional, I wish I could copy. I say copy, I wish I could do as much as others. But I shouldn't be degrading myself, because pixel art is still an art form in of itself, and, you know, that is something that people, you know, may not understand the best of, or may not find the best medium for them to express themselves. They should especially be happy. That reminds me, I need to open my commissions
All right, chef.
by this weekend.
Show me what you got.
Because I will be having myself. I was thinking about possibly like putting my commissions open to where it's like unlimited slots, and what's its face, and a sale on my commissions up until the release date of Fire Emblem Engage. Would I kill myself over on that? Possibly, with all the hype and such? With how many people I get, considering my own job and everything like that, or and the fact that I'll be playing Fire Emblem Engage non-stop when it comes to that? Definitely so. Will I be making hella bank, and also that's really good publicity for myself? Heck yes, sister! So hey, I do that for myself. But at the same time, I also have